/ban tiger.
We've come to our senses.
This was me getting banned on CÄT SMP. At the time of this ban, I had absolutely no idea what was happening, as I don't recall recently doing anything rule-breaking after an agreement with the server owners that I would stop my evil acts. Since then, through some anonymous sources, I have seen not only the reason I was banned, but also the so-called evidence. Before I start debunking my allegations, I do have to warn you about some very heavy topics being discussed here. This is a list of all the quote-unquote crimes I committed, according to Grimly and Meowser. As you can see, these Tiger files are clearly inspired by the Epstein files, as well as me being compared to Hitler. Which is funny, because mentioning those topics is actually something that would get you banned on CÄT SMP. A reoccurring thing that the staff team did to protect the quote-unquote victim in this situation is replace their name with person. But because I know the truth behind all of this, I don't really care if anyone knows that it's Pebble_Miles. I'm gonna divide this into two sections. In the first one, I will be debunking all the allegations that have been proved with evidence, and after that, I will be addressing the things that were simply said without any way of proving them. Before I start though, I want to show you this quick little screenshot to provide some much needed context for some conversations between me and Pebble. Also, because people call me a pedophile for some reason, I want you to know that despite Pebble's high-pitched voice, they're actually 20, which is literally older than me. Alright, now let's start with the first screenshot provided as evidence. As you can see, Pebble is accusing me of photoshopping a message from them to make it look like they called me a good boy. The only Photoshop thing about this image is me putting the meme under it. I even still have the screenshot of the original message being sent. Now they also said that me hanging this image up in my Minecraft base is something they absolutely don't appreciate. The thing is, I never heard this before. So instead of just telling me it made them uncomfortable, Pebble kept it a secret from me just to have more against me when they would eventually want me banned. Another thing included in the screenshot was this text I sent Pebble. There's no comment from the mods or Pebble to this, which makes sense as I see absolutely nothing wrong with this given the context I gave you earlier. For the next screenshot, I have to give you some more background information. There was an incident in which I accidentally guilt-tripped Pebble. On that evening, I was already pretty mad, so when Pebble told me they would leave Tigers Den, aka my Minecraft kingdom we lived in together, I replied with the text, okay, I might as well quit the server then. I realized my mistake about 5 minutes after I sent that text and deleted it straight away. Unfortunately for me, Pebble had already seen it and obviously took it as me guilt-tripping them into staying. I did quote-unquote spam them a bit the next day because they just didn't respond to me and I had the feeling that I messed up by saying that. Eventually though, Asteroid talked to me in-game and explained to me that Pebble needed some time off. The moment I heard that, I sent them this message. And as you can see by the reply, we were basically cool after that, taking some days to talk it out. I don't remember from who or where, but I did hear that apparently I said I would kill myself if they left Tigers Den. Which, as you can clearly see in the screenshot, was just not the case. This is just one of many instances of Pebble over-exaggerating things I said just to make me sound more horrible. Now to the actual evidence screenshot I wanted to talk about. Here, I'm accused of spamming them whenever I didn't get an instant reply. As you can see by the date here, this happened the same day we talked about the previous situation. Meaning I already apologized for the spamming and Pebble even took my apology. For the other two allegations in the screenshot, aka this message and the spam calling, well, guess what? They're both lies. This first message was simply a full sentence typed out in rapidly repeating words. I just typed the word, pressed enter, and then typed the next word immediately after, until the sentence was complete. Which you can also clearly see by the messages not having their individual timestamp. As for the spam calling, I just scrolled through our entire DM history, and literally the only 2 times I could find us ever calling were these 2. There's another screenshot of me supposedly spamming them, but as you can see by the dates, this was also before we talked about it and made up. Alright, now this is where it gets interesting. As you might have seen at the beginning of the video in the Tiger files, there was a line saying, went to for relationship advice, years old by the way. I don't know who exactly this refers to, but it could be either of 2 people, where neither of them I was asking for relationship advice. It could either be Nal, who I talked to after receiving the information that Pebble needed time off, and just told them about the general situation, wanting to come get some things off my chest, or who I think is actually more likely to be referenced here is Asteroid, who is not only the person in this screenshot, but also the one telling me about the general situation and kind of playing a messenger between me and Pebble. If you interpret either of those as asking for relationship advice, then I simply have no words for that. All I can say is that the only reason I even talked to Asteroid about this is because they've been constantly with Pebble and might have heard something that I didn't know, just like when they were telling me about the situation the day before. Now that that's cleared up, we're getting into the stuff where there's actually a lot less proof from both sides, starting with this screenshot. As there is a lot to unpack here, let me go over it one by one. This first paragraph is about the quote-unquote kissing challenge, in which random underscore guy challenged me to kiss Pebble, and only if they would kiss me back would I pass the challenge. I never really agreed to this, as I damn well knew that something like this would make Pebble uncomfortable, and Pebble literally only knows about this from random, who sent them this message. I don't know why this is used against me at all, because it was literally all random orchestrating it. The next thing is this. Now, I could just say that never happened and I never said that, as there is no recording of it, but that's not quite the truth. It was a conversation between me and random guy, where we were talking about the CÄT SMP admins. I can't remember how exactly we got there, but what I remember is random saying something about Meowza's penis. To which I responded with, I don't think Meowza has a dick, as they have mentioned not having one in general chat before. The second part of that sentence never came from my mouth. I don't know if Pebble completely made it up or if it was just random saying that, but nonetheless, I never said that. Next comes some more bullshit about suicide baiting, which refers to the situation I already debunked earlier, and I've given you literal proof from Pebble that I never said I would kill myself. I also just never told anybody to kill themselves in a serious manner, and unless those people can provide actual evidence of me doing it, I would advise you to not believe what is written here. If I ever told anyone to kill themselves jokingly, then I sincerely apologize for that, as it just wasn't my intention to make it sound like a serious threat. And this is where it just drifts off into complete lies. The allegation here is that I wanted to send Pebble a Valentine's gift, despite being told not to. This simply never happened. As much as Pebble may try to convince you that I know their address, I just don't. There was a situation on the server once where Pebble has told me the full address, but because it was Dutch, long, and really hard to understand, I quite frankly don't remember a single part of it. The way I supposedly got their address is by my Dutch friend Nal translating it. I just want to quickly throw in the fact that how disgusting Pebble is to pull Nal into this whole thing, as she has absolutely nothing to do with this whatsoever. Sorry, Nal. Now, while cutting this video, a good friend actually reached out to me to talk about this whole ban situation again. And what I learned was quite contradictory with what I just said. Actually, I'm not sorry now. Apparently, you were the one that leaked Pebble's address to others, and even searched it up, and even sent people pictures of their house. Kinda crazy how you made me defend you and even speak up against people that dragged you into this, Nala. Well, I guess you weren't so innocent after all, huh? Alright, coming back to the topic of allegations against me. A common thing spread around the server is that I am apparently transphobic. There is two alleged situations in which I supposedly made a transphobic comment, one of them being this. Once again, I remember the exact conversation in which this happened. Me and Pebble were talking about our lives and brought up the topic of multitasking. Pebble then made a comment saying girls are usually better at multitasking than guys. At the time, I thought this was a bit sexist, so I responded with, you live most of your life as a girl. Does that mean you can multitask? With this, I was trying to make an argument that Pebble's assumption simply wasn't true, as they have previously said to have a hard time with multitasking. To no one's surprise at this point, Pebble didn't take it as such and instead is making it sound like I'm transphobic. The other transphobic thing I apparently did is the following.
Me and Tiger designed this. This is something he can take some credit for. It's the castle. His face is plastered on it, but look, that will be being deleted in a few days, hopefully. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he built that up there. He was good. He was originally. So the original plan was to put like a giant barrier, like the red circular thing with the line through it. I had to talk him out of that. Like the circular thing. So if we do this, and then like say you ban something, kind of like that, but just think of that as red. No, not cool. He was trying to ban homophobic stuff. Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, that is bad. So his face is gone. I had to literally, it took me like 3 hours to talk him out of doing that.
For context, the castle that you see in this clip was built by me, Random Guy, and Ether. When we designed it in creative, there was absolutely no talk about ever crossing that trans flag out. I'm gonna assume that Random made up this lie to keep up the image of me being transphobic, and to have an explanation on why I built a giant trans flag when I supposedly hate trans people. Okay, so it's been a while since I recorded that first bit of the video of me kind of debunking all the allegations. I just haven't uploaded it because, you know, the editing wasn't finished. And it still isn't. I won't finish it. It's pretty much it's good enough for the purpose I wanted to serve. And I'm just gonna kind of yap now. Go into a little bit of a rant part because I feel like the parts where I would have to properly debunk everything is kind of over. I do have a bit more that I could use to prove myself. But I don't really feel like doing that. It's not much, and it's not much I have actual evidence on. It's just it would kind of repeat the same things over and over again at this point, and I feel like that would just be stretching out the video unnecessarily. This yap part, I don't feel like it's stretching it out because I actually have something to say. Something pretty important for like all of the CÄT SMP people seeing this. Well, not really important, but like maybe it's nice for all of you to hear that. The essence of what I'm about to say here is that I don't want any of you to come back to me and then start being my friends again. Obviously, I don't know if you would do that. I don't know how this debunking will go. I don't know if you believe me. But if you do, and you feel the need to apologize to me, then you can do that. But don't expect me to just openly be friends with you again. I don't feel like doing that. Because, yeah, I learned a lot about this server, and I thought a lot about how backstabbing all of this was, and how the people I considered my close friends just kind of gave up on me, didn't give me the chance to explain myself, which I thought was really sad, because I actually considered some of you my close friends. I guess the people I mean, they will know. They will know I'm talking to them. But yeah, even those people who I considered my friends, they just kind of backstabbed me. They kind of went against me, just believing Pebble in all of this, or any of the other people that supposedly said things against me. I still don't know to this day who complained other than Pebble, and I quite frankly don't think that anybody other than Pebble has a valid complaint. Maybe Lauren does. Maybe I did do Lauren bad actually, but then again, Lauren is so incredibly sensitive, and yeah, I don't fuck with that. She's too sensitive for my liking. Yeah, there were other instances that happened while I was kind of making this video, just living my life. One of them included Staz, who I think you know. All of you should know. Yeah, so I guess all of you are familiar with me and Staz being cool with each other and friends and stuff. And there was a certain interaction that Staz had with someone on TikTok. The certain someone was Casper. I think many of you of the server know Casper. Casper, maybe you're watching this video, I don't know, I don't really care. In this interaction, Casper was telling Staz that I'm a manipulative person entity shouldn't be hanging around me. But the thing I actually want to talk about here is something that is a reoccurring thing with a lot of people on CÄT SMP. It's just pure ignorance. Because Casper would not, for the love of God, believe Sass that he's 19 because of his high-pitched voice. And then he would go on and say, "You're a 12-year-old boy. What do you even know?" And then Sass went on to say, "Okay, then I guess I'm 12 in your eyes. What does that change?" And Casper said, "No, you're not 12. You're like 16." And then Sass said, "Okay, then I guess I'm 16." And it went like on like this for forever, basically. And the conversation was so long, and it was so frustrating for us because whatever age Sass said he is, Casper just would not take it and believe it. And it was just a really frustrating conversation for us, or I guess Sass in that case. And like, it just goes to show how ignorant these people on CÄT SMP are, how against looking at multiple sides of the story they are. Because Sass actually asked Casper if he wanted actual proof, like screenshots of me not doing a certain thing. This was about the telling Pebble I would kill myself if he left my Minecraft base thingy, which I showed you earlier in the video was not true, because I have proof of Pebble saying that I didn't say that. But yeah, Casper refused to wanting to see that screenshot. He just, you know, didn't want to hear my side of the story. Wanted to just blatantly believe everything that admins say. Yeah, that just goes to show how ignorant all of you are, and how incapable of actually hearing out a story you are. The funny thing is, there is exactly 3 people from the server who actually reached out to me and wanted to hear what's going on from me. I'm gonna name drop them. One of them isn't active on the server anymore, another one is banned. And then for the third person, I don't know, but he's kind of in a neutral state right now. The first person is Ether. I guess you all know that me and Ether are on good terms and actually close friends. Yeah, Ether is 15 and somehow one of the maturest, like most mature people on the server. Actually hearing up my side of the story and not just believing everything these people say. I showed Ether a lot of proof. She was involved in a lot of the situations that were talked about in the Tiger Falls and whatever Pebble claimed happened to him. So yeah, no, Ether's on my side, and then another person is just ill. He's not active on the server anymore, I think. But he was for a while, and he was like really friendly with everyone, trying to be friends with all of them, with all of you. Was pretty successful at that too. He reached out to me after I got banned and said, said he doesn't really believe all of the stuff said. He doesn't view me as that, and I said, yeah, it's all a lie. Like, I can explain it to you. I can show proof that that pretty much none of it is true. And yeah, so we're on good terms. We're pretty much friends, I guess. We don't talk that much, but like, you know, we're friends. Because he actually, you know, heard me out, reached out to me, wanted to hear me out. And then the third person is Autistic Amphi. I'm gonna try to use its correct pronouns, but I still think that I don't know, these new pronouns things with like it's kind of shitty to use in a sentence. So, Amphi, Autistic, however you want to be called, spare me if I call you or if I use the wrong pronouns. I'm sorry. But yeah, it reached out to me, pretty much the same way Jasil did, asking what happened, saying that I wanted to hear my side of the story, which I found really, really nice, and I told Dad, saying that most people don't even want to hear my side of the story, and then I actually appreciate it a lot. Yeah, it's just kind of waiting on my video to drop, since I told it that I was gonna make this video. But yeah, it's kind of has a neutral stance on me, I think. So, I hope to maybe change that with this video. Yeah, maybe I don't. I don't really care. I'm not sure if I made it clear enough, but I don't really care for any of you. I don't care to have any of you back as my friends, because, you know, all of you are kind of too sensitive. You're kind of too whiny. You're kind of backstabby. You're kind of not mature enough. It's just weird having friends like you guys. Yeah. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, there was one more thing that I could have put in the debunking part of this video because I had like actual proof of it, which is the quote-unquote letter that Pebble apparently got from me. This was like in a private Discord that Ether was still part of while she wasn't banned on the server, where Pebble said that apparently he got a letter in his mail that is from me. It has like my name on it. And in that letter, I apparently confessed my love for him. I said that I would love him forever, something like that. Which is just complete bullshit. Again, I don't know Pebble's address, and I never did. Yeah, so even if I wanted to, I would have no idea of sending Pebble a letter. And then again, why would I do that? Yeah, no, I just didn't do it. It's stupid. There's like two different ways this letter thing could have gone down. The first one is probably the more obvious one, which is just the letter being completely fake. Like, it doesn't exist, you know? There is no letter. It was just a lie Pebble made up to get more people on his side, you know, make the victim story worse and stuff. Which I guess is absolutely the more plausible answer to this. If you want an explanation, like if there actually is a letter, which I can confirm, then there is only one person who would have the capability of faking it, because trust me, I did not send a letter to this guy. I would not do that. That's not who I am. Yeah, the only person that would have the capabilities to like get this letter to be looked at seriously is Nell, because she knows both my and Pebble's address. As just told me, Nell knows Pebble's address. She sent people pictures of their house, which is really weird. What the fuck? Nell also knows my address because one time at the Pirates and CÄT SMP we played like a game where we would guess each other's addresses, and like the people whose address we're guessing were kind of like playing a hard or cold game. Like we would go on Google Maps, name a random city in the country they live in, and then you know, say hot if they're pretty close to their house, or cold if they're far away. We would do that with multiple people, like Lucas, Maddie, Nal, I think, and then me. It was Maddie and Nal that figured out the address, but I guess I can't really put Maddie into this because she doesn't know Pebble's address from what I know. I'm also not saying that if the letter exists and was fake, that it was explicitly Nal. I'm just saying that she has to be connected to it because she is the only person that knows both addresses. Nonetheless, if somebody did this, then you're fucking disgusting and a weirdo in every single fucking regard. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I still don't think it happened that way. I don't think this letter is real. I don't think anybody would go to those lengths. I just think that Pebble is like mentally that unstable that he would kinda, you know, fake something like this and make up a story of me doing something that I didn't, just to feel into his delusions of me being an awful person. Because that happened before with a random guy who, you know, I showed you the clip in the video, claimed that I wanted to cross out the trans flag on my Minecraft castle, which is not true. It's just not true. Ether was there when I built this trans flag. There was no talk about me ever wanting to cross it out. It's complete and utter bullshit. But yeah, he made up this lie just to kind of feed into his own delusion of me being a horrible person, because from what he knows, I am not a horrible person. kind of pathetic if you ask me, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. Make up lies about me, create an image in your head of me as much as you want. I know it's not true, so I don't really care. There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about, which is the weird obsession of CÄT SMP people with me. Specifically, Meowza, because Meowza has neither unfriended me on Discord nor unfollowed me on TikTok. We're literally mutuals on TikTok, like we follow each other. I didn't really see a need to unfollow Meowza as, you know, I never really said that I never wanted to talk to him again. Meowza, on the other hand, openly said to me, hope to never talk to you again. Which is weird, considering he still views my TikTok profile from time to time. They view my story all the time. They see messages I send to them. So for someone that apparently doesn't want anything to do with me, Meowza is kinda openly stalking my page. Which I just think is a bit... It doesn't really make sense, you know? I guess all of you can agree that that doesn't... I just can't get it in my head. It's not just Meowza, it's also people I considered closer friends than Meowza. I never considered Meowza my friend. But like, you know, all the people from Lake Town are still somehow my mutuals on TikTok. We still follow each other. They still view my story. They still, I don't know, see what I repost, you know, view my profile from time to time. And I just think it's really weird that these people hate me so much and they think I'm such a bad person and they don't go out of their way to talk to me and ask, yo, what's all these allegations? Are they true? But no, instead they stalk my page and they're so obsessed with me apparently. I just don't get it. It's not what I would do in such a situation. If there was like a person that I interacted with on a server and they got banned for like pretty bad stuff, I would, you know, either go out of my way to talk to them and ask them, hey, what happened? Can you give me your side of the story? Or I would just completely ignore them. But no, you guys do like something weird. You don't ask me, you don't text me, you don't say, hey Tiger, what's up? I want to talk. Like, want to talk this out, you know? Wait, what did you do? What actually happened? Is this true? No, you stalk my page and you're still somehow obsessed with me, despite giving me the vibes of not wanting to talk to me. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care about it. I don't really give a fuck. I'm happy about the followers, I guess. But yeah, it's just weird to me. It's not how I would handle a situation like this, so yeah, I guess that's kind of what put me off here. Yeah, do I have anything else to say? I don't know. I don't think I do. I think that's it. Oh yeah, there was one thing I wanted to kind of put out there. Because there's two people on the server who I would be open to still consider my friends. This has multiple reasons. First reason is that I did a nice little scripted video project with them that never went anywhere because I got banned. I'm talking about Peaceful and Hectic. If you guys see this video, both of you are open to text me and hit me up again if you want to, of course. I don't know your opinion on me. At the end of the day, I don't care. I'm just saying that if any of you two would be open to work with me on YouTube videos or scripted projects again, then I would be happy to welcome you back into my life. Haven't seen you two talk about me at all, so I don't know your opinion on me. If you are still willing to reach out and talk this out and, like, you know, get back in contact or at least have a little chat about what happened, then I'm open. If anyone else tries to do this, sees me differently now, which I don't expect, I don't think you do, don't even bother. I don't want you back as my friends. I just think these two are quite young, maybe a bit too young to really understand the whole thing of the situation. Maybe too young to form their own opinion. I don't know. I know both of you aren't that old. So if you're willing to reach out and talk and work on future projects again, then I would be more than happy to. If not, then don't bother. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. That's all I have to communicate to you guys. That's all I want to say. That's all I have. If any of you have more questions, like not making up and being friends again, just more questions, you can reach out. I will try to answer all of it happily. You know my TikTok, you know my Discord, I think. If not, the description of this video will have a link to my Linktree, where you can find all my socials. I guess if you really want to ask anything and want to talk or whatever, reach out there. I will respond, trust me. And even though I might not be friends with you again, I will happily explain what happened and show you how fucked off of a person Pebble Miles is. Yeah, if any of you are still watching this at this point, I know I've been yapping for quite a while. Thank you for listening. Thank you not for being such assholes. And goodbye, because I will probably not see most of you or maybe any of you ever again in my life, and I'm honestly quite happy about that. So, see you lads.